Hello, my little YouTube audience. I am here to talk about my Zero. There's not a lot of content on the internet about Zeros, so I'm just here to talk about my experience with it. But I made this video today because unfortunately I am currently not riding. I'm a nurse and I go in and out of a lot of different ERs. And there are literally no hospital beds. I know a lot of people don't think that this is real, but there aren't. So being that I'm a beginner and I've already fallen off the bike a couple times. So I'm just gonna kind of wait until things get a little better. And in no way am I judging anyone who's been riding for a long time. My husband rides a Harley and it's his primary source of transportation. So, you know, he's gonna ride it, but I have just been practicing. So where I'm at right now is unfortunately I forgot to bring my video with me, but I brought my bike out to a parking lot and I have been practicing stopping with one foot down. One of the problems is if my husband isn't here to help me get the bike out of the driveway, we have a really steep, tricky driveway that is even hard to get out of. He even has a hard time getting out of it. So when we're going for a ride together, I have to meet him on top of the hill so he can get the bike out, because he probably would drop it even with me on the back. And he's been riding for over almost 40 years. So I don't want to take away any hospital beds from anyone if I fall off my bike and just sprain my wrist or something like that. You know, I'm not even thinking I'm not going to be in a position where I'm going to have a major accident, but even just a small sprain. And a couple of my friends who ride bicycles have even said that they're going to take time off. So I thought, since I'm not riding right now, this would be a good time to tell you what do I think of the Zero as a beginner bike. I just got my license and I don't have much experience shifting gears. So the pros of the S model, this is the S model, and I would think either this one or the SR, which has a little bit more power and a little bit more range than my bike. Those would probably be, the naked bikes would be the best ones for the beginners. So the pros of the Model S electric bike as a beginner bike is that it is very lightweight. It is 317 pounds around, and I have a charge tank upgrade, so that's another 30 pounds or so. It's only like 335 pounds. The other thing that makes it a great beginner bike, it's an automatic transmission. So I just felt like trying to shift gears, I was getting really distracted. There are a lot of other road safety techniques you need to learn. And also, I'm very short. My inseam is only about 27 inches. So unless I'm riding a cruiser, there are very few bikes that I can flat foot on. So I'm just focusing on stopping with one foot down and not dropping the bike. Like, I am honestly a little bit afraid to take it out on the road until I feel like I can stop and I'm not afraid I'm gonna drop the bike. So I'm still working on that. So having an automatic transmission allows you to focus on other safety skills if you're a new rider like myself. The cons of the Zero S as a beginner bike would be the price. If it's your first bike, you probably don't want to spend more than $5,000 on a bike because you don't even know if you're going to want to keep doing it. These bikes start, I think the FX starts at nearly $9,000, and that's not what you're going to walk out the door with. The tax, with the registration fees. I had to make modifications on my bike. This one started around, I think it starts around $11,000. That's expensive for a beginner bike. Also, it's very fast. You just touch that, I can't even call it the gas, but you touch the throttle and you go off. And so you have to be very careful. You know, on a bike where you have to get into gear, if you accidentally touch the throttle, it's just gonna rev. This bike's gonna go. So you kind of have to get in the habit of shutting off, like cutting off the engine when you're just sitting still and, you know, talking, or just shut it off so that you don't accidentally touch that throttle and go when you're trying to just sit there. It is deceivingly easy to ride. So if you don't have a lot of skills on a motorcycle, and you get on this bike, you're going to feel like you can do things. Like I was like, yeah, no problem. I can make a tight U-turn going 5 miles an hour, and I fell off the bike because just like every other bike, it is beholden to the laws of gravity and the laws of physics. So once it stops moving and the front wheel is turned to the side, it's going to fall over just like any other bike. But it feels so easy to ride that you forget that you're not on a bicycle. So you can feel a little too confident, and you might try to do things that are out of your range, which is something that I already did. At some point, also, one of the cons is it is an automatic, which is also one of the pros, but you will want to learn how to shift gears eventually. I have a dirt bike. I have a Kawasaki KX85. It's a little teeny bike, and I'm using that to kind of learn how to shift gears so that if I do want to get a cruiser or some other kind of bike someday, I have options. And also, if you are not a average size or tall person and you're vertically challenged, such as myself, the stock height on this seat was 31.8 inches. And I have a 27-inch inseam, so that's almost 5 inches too tall for me. So I had it lowered. They put a lower spring in it. The seat is shaved down to nothing. So, I mean, I'm not going to be going on a lot of long rides on this. And I'm wearing boots that have a 2.5-inch lift to them. And I still can't get both feet down. So I do a lot of practicing with one foot down. And like I said, I'm doing a lot of practicing stopping with one foot down. So guys, there you have it. That is my review of whether I think that the Zero S is a good beginner bike. And hope to talk to you guys again soon.